You feel irritated and you don't know why. Nothing big has happened. There's no clear reason for this anger, but some part of you is already tight, already on edge. And it doesn't make sense. Small things are feeling bigger than they should. Your tone and your tongue are sharper than you intended them to be in the moment. And part of you is aware of this while it's happening. It's like you can see your life unfolding in front of you and it doesn't quite make sense. Because if you look at the moment itself, what you're feeling doesn't match what's happening in reality. This is what I want to talk about today. Not the obvious moments. I'm not talking about when something big happens, when anger is the response that actually makes sense, but the ones where your reactions feel stronger than what is actually happening. Because this isn't random. Something is happening underneath the moment, and this isn't something that you fix by trying to be patient or calm yourself down. God forbid someone try to tell you to calm down in this moment. This is what's happening under the surface, and when you see it, it's all going to make so much more sense. Okay, let's look at what this actually looks like, right? You are in a situation, maybe somebody cuts you off in traffic, and it throws you into blind rage. Your tone feels stronger than you intended to be. You feel this internal pressure, restlessness, edginess, unsettled feeling, often accompanied with tightness in the chest, tightness in your hands, clenched fists for those of you who are listening. And you notice this irritation that is happening in your body that does not match your current situation. And that's frustrating on top of it, right? So let's just pause for a moment and notice your body right now. Just notice what's happening, not your thoughts, not what's happening in your head, but come down into your body. What's happening in your body? Where do you feel the irritation? Is it in your chest? Is it in your jaw? Is it in your stomach? Now don't change it. Just notice it. We're not trying to correct it. We're connecting to it, okay? And I want you to ask yourself, was this there before anything happened? Just stay with that for a few seconds. Your body is constantly giving you data. It's constantly giving you information. And you're going to notice if the anger matches the situation or the frustration matches the situation, or you're driving down the road, or you're getting ready to make a few phone calls, and something inside of you is burning, tight, frustrated, irritated. You can recognize, just like anxiety, when nothing is happening around you, there's nothing that matches this feeling, but you're feeling it in your body, that it's not about the present moment. Your subconscious mind is creating a pattern, and it's influencing your nervous system, and your body is creating these responses to tell you that something is unresolved. This isn't wrong. This doesn't mean you have to think more about being patient. This doesn't mean you have to think more about being calm. This isn't even trying to manage your emotion. This is acknowledging that there is a pattern, there is an event or a collection of events that maybe happened to you or someone that you love that are still unresolved inside of you. I know, take that in for just a moment, okay? Because often when people are feeling this way, they will start to blame themselves and tell themselves that they need to calm down. They will tell themselves, patience is a virtue. They will chastise themselves for having angry feelings because I'm not an angry person. Why do I feel angry all the time? I don't want to be an angry person. Why is this feeling showing up in my body? Why is this coming up all the time? I have a really good life. Why do I feel so angry and resentful all the time? Remember, this is not about judging yourself. This is about connecting with yourself understanding what's happening so we can shift the pattern at the root. Somebody who is listening right now has felt this in their jaw. Just a tightness in their jaw that they can't quite escape. Almost, and maybe clenching their teeth, maybe grinding at night, recognizing that there's something that is internally in pain, in anger, in frustration. There's somebody listening right now who gets pressure in their head, and it creates this deep frustration on top of the frustration that's already there. There's someone listening who feels the tightness and the clenching and the squeezing of their heart. It doesn't match what's happening, but there have been situations in their lives before this that created that painful response. I used to be angry, anxious Rebecca. I would walk around with anger and frustration and hurt in my body. Not because of what was happening in the present, but what I had been through that I had not resolved because I had to survive it, because I just had to get through it, because I just had to move on. And that was not wrong. But we get to remember that our subconscious mind is designed to hold on to those feelings until they're resolved as a way of protecting us. It thinks it's protecting us, right? It thinks it's keeping us from having to go through that stuff again and again. And often we end up on the same path, going through it again and again because the situation is not resolved. So give yourself a breath. You now can stop wondering if you've just been in a bad mood for 10 years, or if you don't understand why you've been so reactive. You don't have to try to override it and try to talk yourself out of it. And you don't have to judge yourself for feeling this way. That's not part of the healing. The first thing to do is connect with yourself. There is an undercurrent that your system has been holding, and your body has been carrying this tension possibly since you were a child. Since that thing happened, you might even be able to recognize it as I say it. Since that thing happened that turned your life upside down. Since that thing happened that caused you to not understand the way the world works, to question people, to question why people are the way they are, and maybe to start holding back, maybe to start deciding that people aren't worth it. Some people aren't worth it. We don't need to add more people to our lives because they can hurt us, they can let us down. And still here you are, out doing your work, out helping the world, trying to create a ripple in the world, trying to do something good for you and your family. Having all these wonderful intentions and your big vision, and this anger, this frustration, this undercurrent of resentment pops up, gets in the way, distracts you from the things that you want to create. Give yourself a moment. Thank your body for communicating with you. Now, there's the really wonderful part of all this is that this pain, this anger, this thing that happened, even though it has created other experiences where this feeling has been in your files, right? Because our subconscious mind uses that initial event or collection of events as a reference file of how to respond in the current moment. So this feeling has been in many moments, most likely in your life. The best part is that you don't have to live like this anymore. It can change. It can be shifted. Our wonderful subconscious mind is designed to be reprogrammed, to be rewired, to heal itself, and to allow us to release the tension from our body, the tightness, the gripping, the rage, the heat, the clenching. All of that can be released from the body by addressing those previous memories. And then helping your body to recognize how you want to feel in the moment. You want your responses, your emotional responses to match the situation. We can actually train your subconscious mind how to do that. So every time I talk about the subconscious mind, we know it's not about the way that you're thinking, right? That it's actually powerful for you to know that you're not stuck in this because you have a subconscious response. Your mind knows how to heal. It knows how to work with the process that we can do to help you feel more peace. Now, as you have released judgment of yourself, as you have recognized that things get to be easier and that they can change, I want you to notice that same place in your body again. Just notice it. Just stay with it, okay? See if anything has softened or shifted or become clearer to you. You don't have to solve it right now. Just notice it. Notice what the feelings were. Notice how it changes as you relate to it. The beautiful part is after we work together and to calm those experiences in your body, calm the reference files, you'll start to notice that the undercurrent no longer spills into the moment. The undercurrent isn't even there anymore the way it used to be. It's softer or it's completely dissolved. You begin to notice that your body releases instead of holding on and holding tight. You'll notice that those muscles in your jaw are relaxed because they're not clenched or biting down or holding back a truth that you haven't spoken. And then that pressure in your head that was there, you notice that that has relaxed because you're not questioning, why do I feel this way? You're not trying to calm yourself or put yourself down because you're feeling this feeling. And your chest is relaxed and open. That is what is possible. And this isn't, I'm not talking about when you feel the feeling, you talk yourself into feeling those places relax. I'm talking about doing the whole life happy process, my signature method, and allowing yourself to release the tension from your body. So even when little things happen, it's not there. Even when big things happen, your body isn't reacting at such a strong peak of anger that you can actually feel more peace in the moment. You can feel into how you want to respond rather than someone lighting a match and the whole thing blowing up. Even considering that feels better in your body, doesn't it? It feels peaceful. This is where most people get stuck because they're trying to calm their reaction in the moment. They're trying to be calmer, be more patient, get control of themselves, but the reaction isn't about the present moment. It's coming from what your system has been holding long before this moment, maybe decades, maybe since you were a little girl. And this is not a wrong or incorrect reaction of the subconscious mind. This is what it's designed to do. This is how it works for everybody. So because you're having this anger, you're having this response, you're feeling this tension, this undercurrent, this static of resentment, this doesn't make you wrong. This doesn't mean your body is operating in an incorrect way. It's operating the way it's designed to operate. We just get to help it understand that that experience is complete. That event is done and that your life is very different now, and it can operate in a way that feels authentic and correct and appropriate for the way that you're living now. Because your subconscious mind doesn't get updates like the operating system on our phone. We're the ones who have to do the updates. We have to do manual updates to create the change internally. So we help your system calm itself, we help your system recognize and help you recognize that those feelings are coming from a place far away from right now, from this present moment. That's why the responses don't match. And we don't just manage the reaction better. We change the system underneath it. We change the patterns underneath it so that your body isn't really on edge before anything happens. Your body gets to stay calm. You get to stay in the present moment. You're not wondering when the next time is you're going to blow up by accident. You're not wondering, oh my gosh, is this going to get worse? Is the next time going to be the time that I really get out of control? We get to change it at the root so that your body is calm and you're responding to things rather than reacting. So when the same moments show up, your response actually matches what's real, what's really happening. If you've been noticing this about yourself and you feel like your reaction is stronger than the moment, or you've been carrying this low-level, staticky irritation or resentment that doesn't fully make sense, there is a reason for it, and it can change. That's the work we do inside Coming Home. So you don't have to manage it. You can actually start to feel more steady in your body. You can feel more yourself in your life. So if this connects for you, please reach out for a private conversation. We'll talk about where you are and where you want to be, and I'll show you the pattern that needs to shift in order to help you get there quickly and with lasting results. All right. Be very loving with yourself. Try not to judge anything that you've noticed about yourself today. Be in curiosity, not judgment. Drink lots of water as a gift to your body because you have already moved a bunch of emotion. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.